What's up, everybody? Man Cave Dave here in Michigan with another pickups video. Today is Sunday, August 12th, I think. And this is some stuff I've picked up over the last month or so, and figured I would show it off now that I've had a chance to put some stuff together and clean some things up and show you before it gets put back away. So this isn't from one sale, but just a couple of different sales and scores that I found. I guess I'll start right here. So I put out an ad on Craigslist just mentioning that I was looking for some 80s toys for my collection, and had somebody get a hold of me. They're not big into Transformers, but they kind of do some buying and selling, and I had come across some stuff, and we connected up, and I was able to make this purchase. So as you can see here, we've got a G1 Megatron complete, or at least mostly complete, which is just phenomenal. I had actually never seen one of these before. I can definitely understand in seeing this gun and holding it, or toy, why people started putting orange plugs and requiring it, because the pistol looks real. This one's pretty in rough condition. Unfortunately, there's a couple of pieces that are broken. It holds together pretty well, but this chunk comes off. You can see it's snapped right here, and then the barrel actually will pop off here at that rivet. But it does hold together pretty well, and all the parts, or at least most of the parts, are there, so that's pretty awesome. Then some other Transformers. I don't know if these are erasers or what they are. You can take a look. This guy is awesome. I don't know his name. I'm gonna have to find out. He's really cool looking. Same thing with this guy. I really like these older ones. They're metal. There's heft to them. Little play set here, and some other guys over here. Not sure if this is part of a combiner. I'll have to do some research on him too. Then the other piece that came with this lot is the C-Con combiner, and I believe it's complete except for one of the little C-Con guns. But he is pretty awesome. There's some random stuff, and I'm not sure what this is. I don't think it goes to him. Looks like, unfortunately, maybe it's broken, but just some pretty cool stuff. Then we have the snake oil truck from M.a.s.k. It does have the missiles. Unfortunately, it's missing the ramp, which then becomes the top of the cab. So taking a look, seems like most people are missing those, so a bit harder to find. But M.a.s.k. was one of those shows that I always found really cool. Didn't have any of the toys as a kid, so it was just neat enough to add to the collection. Oh, excuse me. Along with that came this guy. And I don't know if we can, there we go. There's holograms on the wings, which are really cool. I can't remember the name of the cartoon that this goes to at the moment. But this was just cool enough that I had to include it in a trade that I did with the same guy I got the Transformers from. So this and snake oil, a couple of other things came with that. Next, we have the Phantom X-19 from G.I. Joe. I had picked this up originally with some other G.I. Joe stuff that I got in from a Craigslist deal. Somebody a couple hours away as I was passing through town, and I've been slowly working on piecing it together. So now it is complete, which is great. Has all the bombs, working landing gear, has the actuators on the wings so the guns pop out. Well, when they don't pop off anyway. We'll put that back together later. So it's complete except for Ghost Rider, the figure that came with it. So I'll pick one of those up at some point, but otherwise that'll join over here my G.I. Joe area. By the way, this is the new man cave. I'll have to do a video on it at some point, but you can see that the new man cave has come along quite nicely. So over here we've got the G.I. Joe section, and I'm sure that'll be hanging up or sitting on the flag here at some point. So the rest of this was from a Craigslist listing as well. It was somebody who does buying and selling, and they picked it up at an estate sale. Now the vehicles are all either complete or mostly complete, with the exception of the Dragonfly. That one was a bit rough, and I have yet to find one that has landing gear that's not broken, so I'm still working on that. But fortunately, this was all together, Unfortunately, the person being a more of a professional buyer seller was a little bit closer to retail on a lot of it. But as you probably know or may know watching my videos, I came across a huge lot of G.I. Joe stuff a few years ago. And due to time and money constraints and needing to move, I sold off a bunch of it. And one of the things I really regretted selling was the Terrordrome. And so this Terrordrome, it's a little bit discolored, but it is complete with the box and the instructions, everything that came with it. The box is in really good shape. Only thing that this is missing is the figure that goes with Firebat. So I think it's what, AVAC, the figure. So otherwise, it is complete. The turrets are all in good shape. So really happy to add that back to the collection. I just need to find a good place to put it so the kids don't overplay it. Then we have the tactical battle platform, which I believe is 100% complete. If not, it's really close. Some of these little, I was going to say mini rigs, but that's Star Wars. So we got the Cobra rifle range unit, the Snake battle armor, the Devilfish, the Cobra Asp, the Shark flying submarine, the flight pod for Cobra, and the Vamp. And so these are either complete or mostly complete. I need to go through them and just write down the parts I need so that I can keep an eye out for those. The bridge layer toss and cross, pretty excited to find that. The weird thing is none of these came with the figures, so the vehicles are in really good shape, but no figures except for the submersible guy that came with was it Deep Six that came with the Shark. And then the Sky Striker, which my Sky Striker, I have one in the box. Unfortunately, one of the landing gear doesn't really work as well as it should. This one is great shape, landing gear is perfect, and so happy to add another one to the collection. So, oh, and last but not least, I saw this, and I love the artwork on it. It didn't have the figure, but it has this little play set. The guy just threw it in with the G.I. Joe stuff, so that was pretty nice of him, and just kind of a cool, you don't see artwork like that on toys these days. That's pretty awesome. So, don't know much about this, but it's kind of neat to see, and I'll find it somewhere anyway to put it up. Let's see. It's kind of a cool piece. Anyway, for the snake oil, this guy here, and a couple of the smaller G.I. Joes I traded for a heavy metal LP that I had. I used to live in places where I'd get a lot of records signed, and so ones that I really don't have any connection to, the person was very interested in. The rest of these Transformers here, I paid with the Seacons and all of this, I think it was $100. And then this stuff, I've told my wife that I'm not going to tell her how much I paid, but I would tell her when I've sold off doubles and extra video games and stuff to make it back, which is why she allows me to continue collecting. So anyway, pretty cool additions to the collection, and I love this stuff, and people who grew up kind of along the same time period I did, you see this packaging and instantly for me just makes me feel like a kid again. The big bright colors, the well detailed toys and the well made toys, and just the pictures on it, the action pictures are just fantastic. So anyway, from here in Michigan, this is Man Cave Dave. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all at the next sale. Have a good one.